All right, but before we go, because this is going to be the headliner of the podcast episode, obviously, Spider-Man 4. Obviously, this is going to be the headliner. So there's that. But before we go, let's do a little bit, like I promised, of a post-credit scene topic, if you will. Because hidden amongst this news of Spider-Man 4 is not news necessarily, because no one has reported anything, although I'm sure that people are trying to get to the bottom of this as we speak. But there is something interesting and kind of sad to me that is being implied out of all this Spider-Man news. And let me ask the question that has been on a lot of people's minds ever since that Destin Daniel Cretton has been announced to direct Spider-Man 4. Is Shang-Chi 2 dead? Now, Shang-Chi, like I mentioned, is one of my favorite MCU films of the last few years. It was just such a fun, dynamic film, and it really holds up. It really does hold up. It has really unique action in it that has not been seen in the MCU before. And it just has a very Infinity Saga MCU kind of feel to it. And I would be remiss to say, I didn't have a great time. I would just be lying to you if I didn't say I didn't have a great time when I saw Shang-Chi in the theaters the first time. And I've seen it many, many times since. It's one of the most rewatchable MCU films that I've seen to date. Now, we've been promised a Shang-Chi 2 for a long time. Simu Liu has done many interviews over the past, few months saying, yeah, Shang-Chi 2 is happening. He's reading recent comic book storylines. He's done training for it and all that kind of stuff. So it seems like he thinks Shang-Chi 2 is coming very soon. But Destin Daniel Cretton doing, Spider-Man 4 raises the question, is Shang-Chi 2 even possible? Because if they're going to film Spider-Man 4 in early 2025, okay, then let's just say it releases optimistically December, Christmas time, 2025. Then, Destin finishes the press tour, he does all the editing, he does whatever. Let's say he starts pre-production on Shang-Chi 2 end of 2025. So then maybe it comes out in 2026 between Doomsday and Secret Wars. Maybe. Okay, fine. That's optimistically. But let's also not forget that he has another film that's in the pipeline because he's going to be directing a live-action Naruto film as well, based on the anime. And so, maybe that Naruto film is the third thing on his pipeline. I just can't imagine he's going to go back-to-back MCU films, though. He's just going to go straight from Spider-Man 4 into Shang-Chi 2. So, here's my conclusion. And this does not make me happy. This makes me very, very sad because Shang-Chi 2 is something... I have a lot of sequels from the MCU projects that I would really like to see. I would really like to see Moon Knight Season 2. I would really like to see Eternals 2. It's not happening. Eternals 2 at least. Really sad. Miss Marvel Season 2 I would like to see. But top of that list from things from Phase 4 that I would like to see second seasons or second movies from is Shang-Chi. Here's my conclusion though. I do think Shang-Chi will be back in the MCU. Maybe he might even be back in Spider-Man 4. If not, I don't know, maybe he's in Thunderbolts, right? Maybe he's in a film before Avengers Doomsday or in a TV show before Avengers Doomsday. And then maybe, I think he'll still have a pretty big role to play in Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. I think so. And I think he'll obviously have a big role to play post-Multiverse Saga. The problem is, it's just been too long since Simu Liu has been in the MCU. Even if Shang-Chi 2 comes out, let's say November 2027, right, which is probably where I at this point I would probably put it in late 2027, like right after the Multiverse Saga ends. I think that is a pretty good place to put it at this point. That would still be 6 years after the first film. That is way too long. And I just think that is a huge wasted opportunity to have someone like Simu Liu be, he should have been one of the headliners of the MCU. He should have been one of the big key figures in the MCU post-Infinity Saga. And I honestly think that's a big waste of potential right there. I mean, he can still be a big part of the Mutant Saga or whatever is going on after the Multiverse Saga. But I think that if he doesn't get his second film before then, and it looks increasingly unlikely that he will, then I think that's a big missed opportunity there. So again, I think that it's really great news about Spider-Man 4, but I also think it's a double-edged sword because I don't think that Shang-Chi 2 is happening for a very long time. And that makes me very sad, honestly. But let me know in the comments down below, do you think Shang-Chi 2 will come out before the end of the Multiverse Saga? And when do you think we'll see Simu Liu's Shang-Chi next in the MCU? Let me know in the comments down below.